All right, we'll go ahead and start with an opening statement from Coach.
Super pleased with our guys' just effort and defense in particular. We weren't great offensively. A lot of that had to do with Green Bay. It was a physical game, incredibly athletic team. Really caused us some problems for us offensively, but defensively we were incredibly sharp. And the game, it was a physical game, like I said. But I really thought our players made a lot of the hustle plays.
And now we'll open up questions for the student athletes first, please.
Loudon, they go first half without a single offensive rebound. How good does that make you feel? I know that's a big part of your responsibility out there.
Absolutely, but that's a whole team stat because we're all boxing out. We say offensive rebounds are more of a selfish stat than defensive rebounds, and but I think as a team that helps out a lot that they weren't able to get second chance shots because they weren't shooting great. We were making them take tough shots and they weren't able to get a second chance.
And Bill, I think a lot of times people say you come into a pro arena, it takes some adjusting, and you come out and knock down your first 4 threes. Was that just not an issue for you at all?
I mean, I've been feeling good shooting the ball these last couple games, and it's kind of just coach has the confidence in me, and I just let it go, and it's been going in recently, so I'm just going to keep shooting the ball when I'm open.
And what was going through your guys' mind as the second half starts playing out? You guys were up 20 pretty comfortably. All of a sudden, it's a 3-point game. How do you deal with that adversity?
I mean, we've been up in that scenario before at IUPUI, and we were up 20, and we know they're not going to give up. Like, this could be their last game of the season, and so they're going to fight as hard as they can, and they're a good team, and they can score in bunches, and then that's what they do. So we were trying to be prepared, and they made their run, and we just kind of got in the huddle and locked in.
With you guys, Bill and Loudon, Coach mentioned how physical of a game it was tonight. How do you try to prepare yourselves physically to go back out there and play in less than 24 hours?
Really, it's just a mindset. I think when you're playing for a championship like we are tomorrow and an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, it should be easy for you.
And we were just in the ice bath. We just hopped out of the ice bath, so we're trying to do a lot of physical prep too. We're going to stay off our feet, do a lot of compression boots and stuff like that just to stay physically ready as well as mentally.
Any other questions for the student athletes?
Their coach credited you guys with making more hustle plays in the second half. Is that something that just comes natural to this team, or are you kind of reminding each other that's something you need to do?
I think that's like our MO is to try to get more hustle plays than the other team, especially guys like Allen. He really sparks the team. Like early he had all the hustle plays, and then like if we see him doing it, it's contagious. And then Loudon dives on the floor, we'll all start diving on the floor, taking charges, and it's just Coach said we're not the most talented team all the time, but we do all the toughest things, and we find ways to win.
You guys obviously were the team that represented the Horizon League last season. What are you taking from last season into this season in attempting to secure another NCAA tournament bid?
I didn't play last year. So.
Did?
Early on it was kind of tough being projected as like one of our picked to win the league and stuff like that. But as the season wore on, I mean, we didn't have a hot start by any means. We were able to turn around and believe in each other and play well. And some of the experience from last year really helped us out this year, and hopefully it continues to do so.
All right, you guys are free to head back to the locker room. Thank you. And then we'll continue with questions for Coach.
Coach, after a hard-fought game like your guys had tonight, how do you get them both physically and mentally ready for another chance at the Horizon League Championship tomorrow night?
Yeah, number one, they're 18 to 22 years old. They'll be fine. They've been doing this their whole life. They play 25 games in a weekend in an AAU tournament, and so they'll be fine. They know what's on the line. I don't think anything physically will matter. And quite frankly, we have an advantage over whoever wins this game. We've got a couple more hours of rest, so I mean there won't be any complaining about that.
Was there ever a doubt in the second half, if you will, ever a thought when Green Bay started to come back?
Well, I mean, you have concerns, and I'm not a big timeout guy in those things. I'm sure most of our fans were yelling and screaming at me, but that's always been my MO. I expect our players to handle those things. If we call a timeout, they know what I'm going to say. So why do I need to waste one when I might need it at the end of the game? And we had a couple players like Parker made a big three. I thought Malachi made it. Guys that generally don't make those shots for us on a consistent basis stepped up and made some really big shots for us in big moments. And we played Malachi a lot, a freshman, and he made some nice defense plays for us. And I thought he did a great job on Sandy Cohen.
Any other questions?
Kind of the same thing on the hustle plays. Do you like hearing the other coach points out that he's impressed with how many hustle plays your team makes?
Did he point that out?
Yeah, he felt like that was the difference. You guys got a lot of loose balls, and that even led to some fouls and ones, and kind of as you.
Yeah, I think
away.
As a whole, we do take pride in that. We're not like this unbelievably talented team. Just athletically, it's not hard to look out there and see just how we struggle with Green Bay because they pressure and they cause some problems for us. But we do have tough kids. We have, like Loudon mentioned early in the year, we lost a lot of close games. We played a very tough schedule, and we were 2-3 at one point in the league. And these guys never hung their head and continued just to do what we asked them to do. And the thing that really changed for us is we went from being a bad defense team to a great defense team. We were so good defensively. And we've been good defensively all year, one of the top defensive teams in the league, if not the top. And that's what's carried us because we're up and down offense. We generally don't shoot it great. We're the worst three-point shooting team in the league, which frustrates me. But the guys do, they understand how important it is to our coaching staff, and they've bought into that and just do it.
And what's it mean to see Alan Vest out there kind of making a couple of those plays that stemmed that run as well?
Well, we love Al to death, and Al went 3 years and never played for us. And but Al is, I guess you'd call him a legacy. His dad played at Wright State, his brother played at Wright State, and now he is. And if there's anybody on our team that it means something, it means something to him. And he'll do whatever he has to do. And so for me as a coach, it's such a joy to be able for him to play, and because he the first 2 years I was here, he never saw the floor. Tremendous teammate, never moped, never just was the greatest guy, even though he wasn't in a situation that he liked. And so for it to pay off for him this year and really be a contributor for us is probably one of the greatest joys I have on this team.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks.